Game of Thrones v Avengers Endgame, which juggernaut wins? Culturally speaking, the world will only remember April 2019 for two things: the release of Avengers Endgame and the final series of Game of Thrones. Both mark the cult, but which is the hugest? Let's pit Well, start with something incontestably factual. The official game according to Wikipedia, the Marvel Cinematic Universe has introduced us to 226 different characters in the run-up to Avengers Endgame. Meanwhile, both Thanos and the Night King are fully iconic, thanks in part to their iconic gestures. Thanos has his "Are you kidding?" This is a walkover. Both Game of Thrones and Avengers Endgame have been careful to set up otherworldly devices that are likely to rescue their heroes from the clutches of almost certain doom. The Avengers have when Infinity War was released, someone snuck into a cinema and made an audio recording of the audience's reaction, which went from triumphant whooping to haunted silence in a finger click. It's fun, but this one is actually close. Avengers Endgame, so that's that. Game of Thrones is related. A13 details you may have missed in the new Avengers Endgame trailer insider.
Raindrop, drop top smoking, no cooking the hot pot. Fucking on your bitch, yeah, that. Looking up, open the park pot.